going to have a conversation and hope it's a way of connecting with anybody that wants to watch, really. So we're meeting because of the latest news that's come out about the coronavirus and the fact that we've got to cease all public worship. So we wanted to just chat a bit about how we're feeling about that. How are you feeling about it, Laura?
Yeah, today I'm feeling much better. So yesterday I woke up, and you know when something's big going on in your life anyway, and you kind of wake up each morning like, oh yeah, there's that thing going on.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that yesterday morning. I woke up with really not knowing where anything would go or anything like that. It felt quite unknown. But I feel like as more information's come out, and I think we're going to discuss this later, but more about what the Church of England have said, it feels a little bit clearer about what we kind of can do, and that's actually made me feel a lot more at peace, because there's a sense of knowing now.
I was frantically kept refreshing the Church of England website. Is there more information? What more do I need to know?
Yeah.
So I think when the news came out about stopping public worship, I just had this real sense of sadness. Actually, I really wanted to weep. But really quickly that moved into, okay, so who are we going to be then?
Yeah.
If we're not a community that gathers together on a Sunday morning, who are we going to be as church? And that feels quite exciting. So today we've been responding to Laura's massive burst of creativity. So we have flip charts everywhere, loads of ideas. But before we talk about that, I just wondered, what sorts of things are you noticing? So I have this real sense of this could be a time where we are refinding something about who we are as individuals, as children of God, who we are as neighbours to each other, who we are as family. If we can't get together with our loved ones and hug them, then how can we be family? Who are we as good stewards of the earth? So I'm noticing that sense of something being refound. What about for you?
For me, the overwhelming thing that I have felt from God, that I have noticed, is that I think we have an opportunity to rediscover a different pace of life, where usually our society is focused on doing and busy, and as a church we try and react against that as much as we can anyway. But actually I really feel like, as a lot of us will be working from home, schedules looking radically different, actually some of us in our community may not even have jobs at the moment because of what's going on. We have suddenly this gift of time, and we were discussing today about how Sabbath ties into this, and how actually through what's happening we can really learn a new pace of life, and actually learn a new pace of life with God very much at the centre of that. So for me it's about this slowing down that this brings, and not and resisting the temptation to fill it with loads of different things, but actually how do we learn to slow down with God, and to simplify a bit more. So one of the things we've talked about, and that we'll talk about later when we gather with a couple of people from the leadership of the church, is what we're going to do. And so we've been thinking particularly about what Sunday worship might look like, because we can't gather in a public service, but what's prayer going to look like? What's our pastoral response going to be? How are we going to connect with our community? How are we still going to be able to learn from the Bible and do Bible study? All of those things. How might we use our building in a way that allows people to come and encounter God in a space, but that it will be much more of an individual response. And actually that we as a church are still alive, that the church is not closed, that we are still open, and I think it was your friend that said that we're still alive, and that is a really important thing that we want to get across, and it's a creative time for us to explore what that looks like within new boundaries, completely uncharted territory for everyone. So
and we're still the parish church. We've still got the care and the concern for this whole community, living amongst and serving. So the other thing we thought about is, how is it that we're going to behave? And you were thinking particularly about how we behave with our neighbours.
Yesterday we've got an elderly neighbour opposite who I always smile to and always say hi, but I don't do much more than that. But actually I was really challenged yesterday to go and knock on his door and just say, are you doing all right? Now he actually wasn't in, so
Nice try. The thought was there.
Exactly, but we went again today. So I think for me, it's about how we, with our immediate neighbours, our immediate streets, actually maybe having the confidence to go and knock on someone's door that we might know is older or at risk, or maybe you've noticed someone that's pregnant on your road that's at risk. Just knocking and saying, is there anything that I can do practically? But also we were saying, as Christians, can I listen to you? Can I check in and ring you, or even offer prayer? So for me, that care for our neighbours, for our streets, has really been on my heart. That we want to try and encourage everyone to do as well.
And I was thinking about how the Bible has got stuff to tell us, that we're not inventing something new here. There is an old truth that speaks of fruits of the Spirit. And so if in somehow over these coming weeks, however long it's going to be, we experience something of love, of gentleness, of patience, of peace, of kindness. I'm looking at my notes because I won't remember all of them. But, what it is to be a human being and how we might behave.
Yeah.
And so to that end, a final plea, please stop buying pasta and toilet roll unless you really need it.
Absolutely.
So this is it. This is our first conversation.
Yeah.
Watch this space. We're hoping to do this once a week, and we just hope you'll join in.
Yeah.
God